Well, the reaction in the courtroom when the verdict was read was silence. The people in the gallery followed the judge's instructions. No outburst, no emotion. He said he knows this has been a very emotional case. People have been emotional throughout these proceedings in the last 2 weeks. But as the jury announced what it had decided, you could hear a pin drop in there. I did not see Jalen Prince's mother in the courtroom. She may have slipped in behind me when I didn't see. But we do know that the family of the victim, Warren Grant, was in there. They're stoic. They're very sad. This is a really sad day for them. Their 15-year-old, Warren Grant, was shot one time and killed by a bullet that was fired by 16-year-old Jalen Prince. That's what the jury decided. After a fight, in the midst of a fight in the first floor boys' bathroom at Joppatown High School between third and fourth period. Mr. Prince tried to argue. These are some of the family members of the victim, some other witnesses who testified, some loved ones of the victim. We are not going to chase them. We promised them that we wouldn't. If they want to talk to us, they know that they can come over here and talk to us. But they do not need additional trauma added to their lives, as has already been the case so far. So these are people who loved Warren Grant. Some people are related to witnesses. There was a lot of boys who were in the bathroom during that fight in which Warren Grant was shot, the one shot that killed him, and they attended this trial every single day. We know Grant's father has been here every day, and his other family members, they haven't come out yet. But here's the gist of it. The state said Mr. Prince bought a gun, loaded it with 6 bullets, went to school that day intending to use it. He instigated a fight in the bathroom. He repeatedly pushed up on and crept up on Grant. Grant kept walking backwards. He was the aggressor, and then he told him, "I'm going to kill you," 4 times, which you could hear on cell phone video of the fight in the bathroom. And then at 53 seconds into that video, you could hear the gun cocking. 3 seconds later, you heard the shot that ultimately killed Warren Grant. The state said, you've seen all the video. It's all there. And it shows first-degree murder, that this was willful, premeditated, deliberate, that he did this with intent. Then, because he was found guilty on first-degree murder, he was also found guilty of a series of firearms charges and related to that. 5 firearms counts, including use of a firearm in the commission of a crime of violence. There is carrying a loaded firearm. There's carrying a firearm on school property, being a minor in possession of a firearm. So at this point, based on the 6 counts that the jury decided he was guilty of today, when he's sentenced, Jalen Prince is facing life plus 40 years at least, by my calculation. So what is happening now? The jury was thanked. They will be escorted out of the building. They've been escorted in and out every day. Here's some more loved ones of the victim, Warren Grant. If you guys want to talk to us, we're here. If you don't, you can walk out. There's his father and his loved ones. They didn't want to talk. We told them we'd give them their space. It's been a really emotional day, really tough trial for them. And we have not seen yet, I do not believe the family of the defendant who was just convicted of first-degree murder, I don't think they were in the courtroom. So the defense didn't work. They tried to say it was self-defense. They tried to say just convicted him on the handgun charges. He admitted he brought a gun to school. Well, the jury did convict him on those firearms counts in addition to the one connected to the first-degree murder count. So this happened last year. It's been less than a year. The jury said the 16-year-old did it, that he murdered a classmate in the school bathroom last September 6th. He's now facing life plus some 40 years behind bars when he's sentenced. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Exhibiting great sensitivity in a very difficult trial. Thank you. And for a full recap of this investigation and trial, make sure to use the WBAL TV 11 mobile app.